If you watch our channel, you know we've been waiting. It's finally arrived, and we promised we'd review it for you. It is Epiphone's USA built Casino. We're very excited. Stay tuned. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, you like our videos. And if you want to support our channel, check out our Spring Store link below for custom swag and check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional. So we've been waiting, like with bated breath, not holding our breath because we would have died
for years,
for a while, for Gibson to finally send us the USA version of the Epiphone Casino. So if you watch some of our other videos, we've done some of the other USA built Epiphone stuff, like the Texan.
We did the Texan, the
Frontier, which was very cool.
Yeah, awesome guitars.
And then we did the anniversary version of the Casino, which we really liked. I still think that's a really great guitar, particularly for the price that it's
incredible value.
Yeah. But this is something different. You know, it's finally, it's a return to that iconic 60s guitar, the Epiphone Casino, built in the USA. And first drum, it's different than the import casinos.
Yeah. I will say that when it comes to, there's always the import version and the USA, with the ones that are available. So they've got the ones that we talked about, Frontier and Texan. I feel like the USA versions were really, really nice.
Yeah.
And then the import versions that I played were like, no, it's
They're
fine.
good. Yeah.
I was really, really impressed with the import and of the Casino, and I was like, man, this is plenty good enough for me, you know.
My one knock on it was that, and we had questions about this because you and I were both very impressed with the video, and some of the questions were, what's the neck profile like? And that was on us, and it was a very good question because that's my one knock on the guitar. Yeah. It's got, the Epiphone neck profile is kind of a flat D.
Yeah.
It's always there, and particularly on that guitar, it felt
that was the one
off.
thing, and that's my problem with their Les Pauls, and my problem with, and that's totally whatever, because some people like it. It's a total personal preference thing. This one's got a great feeling neck.
Yep.
And it hits all the same marks of the import one, with the weight, the sound, acoustic, and plugged in. And the look, but it's just nice to have a USA version. It is a shame, like every other Epiphone USA that we've talked about, that it will not be held in as high regard as the one that would say Gibson on the headstock.
Unfortunately. Well, and I think, people that are students of history know what's up when it comes to Epiphone, and particularly the Casino. Anyone who's been a Beatles fan knows, how important the Casino is. And, I think people that are paying attention can realize that this really is a special guitar. Now, we'll have the arguments. Well, you can get the import one for a lot less, and there's diminishing returns and, all of that stuff. Yeah, that's true. But this guitar really is different. I mean, I said it at the outset. One strum, and it was immediately like more resonant. It's a thin, hollow body guitar. It's completely hollow, and playing it just acoustically without plugging it into the amp, you can tell there's something going on.
You can hear it. We got our mics on, but it sounds like an acoustic guitar.
It does.
It's got plenty of output without it being plugged in.
Well, let's talk about the specs of the Epiphone Casino here. It's available, by the way, in two finishes. I happen to like this one.
Royal
this
Tan.
is the this is the Sunburst.
No, this is Royal Tan.
This is the Royal Tan?
Yeah.
I thought this was Sunburst.
The Sunburst is definitely more of like a three-tone, like going darker.
Don't the pickup covers change?
I believe so.
Yeah. So Royal Tan and then Vintage Sunburst, and then you've got, and the top is different from the back, which we'll take a look. But the construction is classic, so it's thin. You might mistake it to be a semi-hollow body like an ES335, but it's fully hollow, and it's fully braced with spruce bracing inside, which allows it to have that sound that it's got. So you've got a 3-ply of maple, poplar, maple, just like an ES335 for the top, back, and sides, braced. And then given the different type of tailpiece, again, because it's fully hollow and you're getting that acoustic sound out of it, you've got vintage wiring and USA P90 dog ear pickups And then, of course, the same maple back that's on there in that darker finish, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mahogany neck, Indian rosewood fingerboard. There's no Indian laurel or anything else. No need to apply here. That wonderful inlay, that mother of pearl.
Yeah,
very
nice
cool.
little trapezoid, and it's got the Grover old school guys
with the book
tuner-wise.
headstock.
Yeah.
So
yeah, a lot of people would say, man, because elephant in the room, it's a U.S.A. built in the Gibson factory hollow body guitar, just like everything else that would say Gibson on it. It is going to cost you well over $3,000.
$34.99 as of right now.
Yes, and a lot of
with
people
a case. Actually, the case is $34.99. You get the guitar
comes
for free
with the case. Yeah. A lot of people would say, I'll get myself there's not even a ton of Gibson semi-hollows and hollows like in production right now. And it's hard enough to get an ES335. It's a completely different sounding and differently constructed guitar, but a lot of people would not want to spend $34.99 on an Epiphone because they're like, well, I can get a Gibson. This is a Gibson, first of all. Second of all, there is no Gibson Casino.
Right, because it's an Epiphone model.
It's an Epiphone model. There's no Gibson Frontier or Texan.
And I get why that's confusing.
Yeah.
Because what's happened for years is that Epiphone's just been Gibson's import brand, and most of the stuff that people buy from Epiphone are their versions of Gibson guitars. But to my recollection, it hasn't really gone the other way.
Yeah.
They've never made a Gibson Casino, but that is an Epiphone proprietary design. It is an Epiphone model. It was never a Gibson that they're doing.
Yeah.
And so, this is right, and people need to catch up. It's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
If you're hung up on what's on the headstock, look, it's a really good guitar, and you shouldn't be hung up about what's on the headstock.
And if you're hung up on what's on the headstock, why don't you listen to it first?
Yeah, it's a good call.
Because it sounds very, very good. This is run straight into the amp, no pedals or anything like that. You can tell it's right on the edge, so it's very, very clean, but just a little bit of push, because when you dig in, P90s and a hollow body, like, how can you beat that tone? It sounds great, so let's take a listen.
This is a really nice guitar.
Yeah.
It's extremely light. It's extremely resonant. One of the things I don't think people appreciate enough is how versatile these are. If you're one of those guys that is really concerned with the weight of your guitar, and I get that. There's times when I'm like, I would really like a lighter guitar than the one that I happen to be playing at any particular time. This is very well balanced, and it's very lightweight, but it's also very versatile. You know, the setup here with the two P90s, big single coil pickups, right? That give you that really meaty single coil sound that can be right there pushing it right on the edge, like you had the amp setup, is a really great tone. But between the bridge and the middle and the neck pickup settings and what you can do between the volume and tone controls, you can really do a lot with this guitar. Now, since it is a thin hollow body guitar, one of the concerns that I've often heard from people is feedback. Yeah. How's the feedback on it? So let's qualify that. One, it's a thin hollow body, so it's not like a big hollow body where it would be more prone to feedback. But two, we all kind of play different than they used to back in the day, and we should probably keep that in mind when we're talking about hollow body, semi-hollow body, solid body, and feedback. Most people are on in-ear monitors, or they don't have a whole lot of stage volume. We're using smaller amps than we used to, or no amp at all. It's a pedal board going directly into the PA system. Like, it's just a different world than we live in now. And in my experience, I really haven't had a lot of issues. Yeah. Just this weekend, I was playing a semi-hollow body guitar with P90 pickups. I had that thing cranked, and I never had a concern about getting squeal or the wrong kind of feedback. Yeah. By the way, if you want the right kind of feedback, it'll give it to you.
Yeah. So. And we want you to give us some feedback. So let us know what you think. I mean, I would love it if they did a natural finish in the U.S.A. version, but I do like the tan. And
when they announced these, it was like right before or right after Get Back. Yeah. And I remember going, there's not a natural version?
Yeah. But yeah, if it's good enough for the Beatles.
If it's good enough for John and George, it's good enough for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Play it on the rooftop and get arrested and enjoy it while you're doing it. We've been waiting plenty long for this guitar. It's nice to have something that actually lives up to it, because I've wanted to play this one for a really long time, and it sounds really nice, easy to play, light. It's great.
Good looks. It does really come with a really nice case, by the way. Yeah. But if you want more information about this guitar, you can find it on our website, which is
alamomusic.com.
.com?
Yeah, .com.
So alamomusic.com. But if you're watching this, let us know in the comments, would you not buy a guitar for $34.99 simply because of the brand that was on the headstock, like Epiphone? Or do you recognize, hey, this is U.S. made, it's an American manufacturer, it's got a lot of history, and it's finally come back to being available-ish. Yeah. Available-ish is a good way of saying it.
We'll see how long the next one takes to get here.
Yeah. So let us know what you think about this guitar and how it sounded in the comments below. And of course, you can always wax poetic about how great a player Cooper is, because he reads those things and prints them out and plasters them on his desk.
That's how I sleep at night. And then when one person says, like, I wish Chris would have played the demo,
then he doesn't sleep.
Then I feel like I'm going to quit. All right.
So let us know what you think. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, you turn on notifications, you like the videos, and you keep coming back for more, and we will be here. See you.